Right, so this one actually basically came out of nowhere. Like, I didn't think this one was gonna go so underground, but Touken Ranbu actually did. Like, in essence, I didn't even know it was coming out at this time. I thought to myself, okay, so I know it's coming out around about 5 o'clock my English time, but not in this kind of context. This one just literally burst onto the scene from Crunchyroll going, "Hey guys, wanna watch it? It's right now." I was like, okay, all right, this is strange. I was like, this has got to be something really weird because I didn't expect it. I didn't expect this to just come out randomly. Like, I thought this was actually going to have some kind of build up to it's going to be released, and then that should load. No, sprung up out of nowhere. So yeah, Touken Ranbu. So this one's the one I'm kind of fearing the most out of every single anime of this season, because I know there's two animes. I know there is the one to do with your football, which is one that comes out next season, and then this one's done by Doga Kobo. So I have no idea what to expect from this one. I do kind of suddenly hope this one does actually turn out to be kind of good, because it seems like it's Jesus freaking Christ, this like ratio is going out of control. Yeah, this one seems like it's going to kind of be the more slower paced one, and then Ufotable is going to be the one that goes, well, bam, action. Hopefully we do get some kind of action here and there, but I think this one might be a slower paced one. I ain't complaining, unless we get some character development, we get some good characters that actually kind of alleviate beyond the point of just being kind of then I don't mind. That's all that matters to me. Discrepancies are in order. If any of you guys are actually wondering why is there a face here and no anime, it's because I don't show the anime. I will not show the anime because it does lead to kind of bad results. Like, one of the things that people just blame dislike the actual video, because I've seen 3 dislikes already, so I won't start it just yet, so I want to get this kind of point across, is the fact that sometimes there is workarounds actually showing anime. You can actually show anime on your actual channel. It gets completely unscathed. But most of the time, they will take you down. I'm kind of valuing my channel, so I don't want to kind of upload anything that could take my channel down. So there will not be an anime in the right-hand corner. I do apologize. Maybe you guys just want to kind of watch the anime. I mean, I just don't know what to say. Like, it's the main thing I kind of say. I just don't know what to actually kind of say to you guys to actually go and watch it, because there is other ways and means to go and do it, but just kind of support the industry. Like, just watch it on Crunchyroll. It's not that much money to actually do it each month. So yeah, I mean, without further delay, because I know I've been talking for a very long time, let's kind of pseudo begin with Touken Ranbu Hanamaru, episode 1, January. And I do need to actually kind of go over to here, because otherwise I don't know what the bloody hell I'm doing. So I do like to apologize for the fact I don't show the anime, because I do know you guys do want to come here and watch the anime just only with my reaction in the corner, but it's just because the anime kind of industry does like to take down channels. I got forced to do fan ones before without even showing anything, so that's why I don't want to kind of risk it. You get what you'd get what I mean if you actually do YouTube. I mean, it's kind of one of those things, but either way, if you guys kind of just want to listen to my reaction as you watch the episode, you're watching it somewhere on the internet, do not mind where you watch it. We'll not say anything against you. We will start this stream in 3, 2, 1. Let us begin it now. Hopefully the subs are working, because sometimes there's cases where subs don't work. Oh, by the way, I've not played the video game. Before I just kind of get that point across, I've not played the video game. So hopefully I don't think this one actually will put me completely in the dark. Like, I don't want to know what the hell is happening. I mean, it could be an anime about husbandos, and I just completely be content with that. Like, I don't know. It seems like it's going down a different route I imagined. Oh my god, it's doing the Dimension W kind of opening, which just has dancing, and I like it. I kind of feel like this might just put me in the dark slightly if I haven't played the video game. Hopefully it doesn't, because, again, I think the actual game itself is inaccessible because of the fact that it's only in Japanese. So I do hope I actually kind of don't end up, like, completely like, what the hell's happening here? I quite like the character designs. I like Doga Kobo as a studio because they do tend to have quite vivid character designs. They don't tend to be boring, and most of the time the actual animation is quite good. And most of the time the animes are quite good as well. I mean, there's certain ones which are kind of questionable, but for the most part they're quite good. So don't really mind. It seems like it's going down a very, very husbando hype train kind of route that I'm actually not expecting, but I kind of like where it's going. Okay. It actually tells you what it's going to be about, like, doesn't completely put you in the dark. What was it, Shinsengumi? Makes sense with the time period. Okay, what I will say, one thing I kind of noticed just now that might be a problem is the camera work is way too close. It might not be a big problem, it might be sorted out later on, but it kind of needs to be put back slightly for the action, because otherwise I can't tell what the hell's happening. Oh, blood. Jeez. I'm guessing Soji died. Just a dream. It's all just a dream. No better. I think I think the aspect ratio mucked up. So I'm guessing they're all swords. I couldn't get all their names just then. I actually couldn't. This is going on the route I think it's going down. I've heard his voice before. I've heard the little one's voice before. And his voice somewhere. Alright, he's mine. No, I'm taking him. He's mine. He's my husbando. You know what I'm actually surprised about? Side note, kind of just like spinning out some stuff here. The fact that it actually wasn't region locked and not to go to me, because most of the animes like this tend to get region locked. So I'm actually surprised this one actually was available in England. Okay, they're actually introducing all these characters, but I will not remember their names. Do I just remember him by Golden Man? Like the one that can just has the golden armor? Do I just remember him by that? Because he also has a pink hair. Jesus freaking Christ, there's so many characters. Jesus Christ on a bicycle. Oh, good Christ, we have to actually somehow remember all these characters. Like, there has to be some way to do it. Down by sword 1, sword 2, sword 3, sword 4, sword 5, sword 6. One with the gun. I know him. This is interesting. So I guess it's people that try to change the past or like events in history, and then they're there to kind of suppress that army. Okay, that's kind of interesting. I quite like it. That's the case. Different than I imagined, so I quite like that. That guy reminded me of Suyu from Noragami. Don't know why. Oh, he's the one's easy to remember. He's Aoe. Aoe. Yeah, the pacing's pretty good as well, actually. Speaking of Devil, I mean, I didn't kind of. I thought it was meant to be like really fracking slow, but it's actually pretty good. Quite surprising. I can't get past the fact I've heard that guy's voice before. Very recently. Sorry, I should say we sort of condo. You don't need to worry. The guy with the eye patch is mine. I would say the fact there is so many characters in this anime, every single one of them's got their own personality, so it kind of elevates them beyond being kind of just there for show. They kind of all have their own way of thinking, their own way of talking and stuff like that. It's actually interesting all them being there, so it kind of adds to the anime, because otherwise it'd be, if they just kind of were just there as kind of fodder, like they weren't doing too much else. Because they all kind of live and breathe in this like kind of place. It kind of adds to the anime. Ain't gonna lie, I quite like this. Ain't gonna lie. No, it's not too bad. Minus the fact it's basically Husbando the anime, it's actually a pretty nifty anime. Sorry days to say, yeah, boy, watch it, but it's actually kind of good. I quite like it. Ain't gonna lie. Ain't gonna bloody lie. I quite like it. Quite the idea of this almost them having to protect like people trying to alter the history is kind of interesting because you go to different parts of history and actually to protect it. It's kind of cool. I mean, if anyone else knows more about the video game than I do, then do tell me anything I'm missing out on because that would be quite great. Because I don't know most of what's going on. So if anyone that has any more information, do tell me. Much obliged. And designs of the monsters are pretty cool as well. I say the only thing I don't particularly like about the anime is the camera work. Sometimes some of it's okay, other times it's kind of a bit too like it doesn't show too much of the screen. It's just like it's taken up by something, which doesn't really kind of work in its favor because there's a lot going on. It's not all the time, but it's just sometimes. I hope it's not a problem all the time because it's like random scenes have it. You might want to just let that dude out. He seems pretty pissed. It's not looking good for our pro. Oh, he's looking good for our protagonist. I was gonna say, blood on the wall kind of look like, oh well, one of our guys might have died. No, he's all right. The one with the eye patch is mine. I claimed him. I quite like Kyo. I think his name's Kiyomitsu. I think it's how you say his name, I believe. If I'm wrong, but I think that's it. I think I quite like him. Well, you know what? For what it's worth, it's actually pretty good. I actually quite like that a lot. I think it's nothing like, say, well, okay, like I always say, it's not like an anime to say, well, if you're saving a cat right now, stop what you're doing, watch this anime. It ain't that. But it just does what it needs to do and does it pretty good. It's actually quite funny, it's quite entertaining, it's quite different. I quite like it. I mean, for someone who has not played the video game at all, it's actually a pretty cool anime. And also, the ending is really nicely animated, surprisingly, since it's CG. I mean, the Doga Kobo's like budget going is like ending. I quite like the OST as well. To implement like Japanese history kind of music into it, it's quite nice. Plus, the opening and ending does it as well. I'm guessing Kiyomitsu and him are gonna like kind of be together quite often, which ain't a bad thing, to be honest. Granted, yes, Eye Patch Man is mine, but I think Kiyomitsu comes a second. Like, I believe that's his name. But man, I must say, I'm actually pleasantly surprised because I didn't really think that much going into it. Again, I feared this one out of all the animes this season because I thought to myself, would it be able to do it? Would it be able to do something good? Would it be able to do something like kind of not be in the shadow of a Footable's anime out next season or season afterwards, when it wants to come out? Like, would it not be in the shadow of that one? But what it did it pretty good. So I can't complain. I quite like him as well. Like he was pretty funny because he didn't get chosen by his master. He's just like, what the hell's happening here? I quite liked him. Okay, right. So my hair's gone out of control again. So it's kind of fun. It always goes out of control. So if you're continue watching this stream, you're probably going to my review section of the stream. Full viewer just came in as soon as I just finished the episode of the anime. So do apologize for that, and also fifth viewer came in. So welcome, welcome, welcome. You're hitting the review section of my live stream now. Yeah, Christ. As I said before, it was surprising. It wasn't like anything I would say, well, it's something, it's not 10 out of 10 worthy. It ain't anything quite out of the ordinary just yet. But I think with the plot it has, the characters it has, and the things it's trying to do, it could really go somewhere and actually be kind of interesting. It could literally be that, and hopefully, as I said before, hopefully it doesn't just fall in the shadow of Footable, because I think here's the nail in the coffin for this anime. I think that a Footable adaptation being announced before this one, and then this one airing before that one, I think that might have been a bad idea. I'm not too sure, because I think a lot of people would be waiting for the Footable version because, yeah, it's a Footable. You're going to go to the anime, you're like, well, bam, animation, well, bam, action, well, bam, probably not a great story because they can't write stories at the same, they got damn lives. But I digress. But still, it's just, besides certain ones, but it's just like, I feel like this one will be in the shadow of it. I feel like it's going to be the bad idea because I feel like this one's a completely different anime. This one has a completely different feel. This one's kind of going... Freaking annoying bike. This one's kind of going for the more pseudo slice of life, well, not slice of life, kind of the more calm-ish nation, and also going full whack into action as well. Like, it just kind of knows how to balance it and balance it pretty good because these characters are quite whimsical. They are quite fun to watch. They're not just any old character just being there. They're actually quite nice to actually kind of watch because they all have their own personality. They're just... If I can speak English, they're not just there for the sake of being there. They all have something to actually add to the anime, and I think that's the kind of stronger point. All these characters could have just been there and done nothing else, but because they've been given their own personality, yes, there are a fracking load of characters. Like, it just almost gives Mayorga a run for its money. But it just almost... It almost balances this whole entire act with having personality to these characters. It almost brings to life these kind of characters. They could have just been there and done nothing else, but the way they actually portray these characters, the way they actually kind of write in these characters, yes, for the most part, they do kind of fit an archetype. They're not going against anything I haven't seen before, but they're nice being there. They're doing something. They're not just there for show. They're not just there for being husbando material. They're not just there saying, I want to ship that character with that character. It ain't that. They all have their own personality. Now, it's kind of the more stronger point. But as I said before, going back to my kind of problems with the show, it's the camera work. the camera work doesn't kind of work well in conjunction with the action. It does at points. Yeah, the camera work does actually work in its favor sometimes. But we saw with Okita, I think it was at the beginning of the episode, when he was actually fighting inside the Akidarin, I believe that's how you pronounce it. That whole entire bit, yeah, it wasn't so hot because the most of the screen was taken up by the characters. You really couldn't tell what was really happening. And I think that might be a prolonged kind of problem with the show. Maybe it actually might improve as time goes on. I really hope so, because the action they do actually show is quite interesting. Excuse me. They show quite interesting things, but I think it's just weighed down by sometimes the camera work being overpowering for the scene itself, and it just doesn't really kind of work in conjunction with each other. So maybe just kind of dialing back the kind of camera work slightly, not making it stilted, not making it boring, but just kind of, sorry, my squeaky chair, but just kind of making it a little less kind of just not work. Like, it needs to work in conjunction with the action. It just doesn't kind of meld well. So I think it needs to just kind of just dial it back a few notches and kind of just let it breathe. But really, I am pleasantly surprised. I really am. I'm completely gobsmacked by how kind of pseudo good this show is. Like, I really didn't expect it. I thought we were going to get a run-of-the-mill kind of show, like the kind of in their shadow of a football adaptation kind of show. But really, this one could stand on its own feet and actually become something pretty freaking great. Now, hopefully it does, because again, it looks like it's going to. All these characters just add something. They all have their own personality. And hopefully with this plot is going with the sense these people that want to change history, and these people have to protect that idea, not to actually allow this to actually happen. And I think this could be freaking great. I think this actually could be one of the kind of dark horses of the season so far. Plus, this husband is everywhere, so it's got my vote anyway. But really, I don't know. I just kind of want to see this anime prosper. I want to see these characters grow as well, because one thing I fear, because when you add a lot of characters into an anime, unless you kind of know the characters before going into this anime, in essence knowing the game itself, and actually kind of getting it but based on it from that, I think having a lot of characters, these characters won't develop besides the main central cast, meaning like kind of just the maybe completely forgot his name now. Kuro Kimi, I believe is how you pronounce his name. The guy with the God, now I can't remember his name. I want to go to my anime list to actually kind of get his name, because it's going to annoy me now. Like, it's the I cannot remember. I had his name in my brain, and it kind of just left. I was like, damn it, his name, because it's kind of cool. Where are we? Touken Ranbu. Here we are. Do apologize. I need a kind of Kiyomitsu, that's his name. Yeah, Kiyomitsu. I think he might be one of the more developed characters in the whole entire show. I think he might get the more screen time. Granted, yes, other characters will get the screen time because of the actual jobs themselves. They will get screen time, but I think maybe Kiyomitsu might just be the kind of central, maybe cast of the show, and also the other character as well, the actual one we got to see really throughout the whole entire episode, kind of like the main kind of honcho there. He might get developed, and also maybe the actual kind of head honchos at that kind of place. They also might get developed. But I think maybe the nail in the coffin as well is how many characters there really are in the show, because I think that might just dial back certain things. But if it constantly just delivers on certain things, I won't be complaining too much, because I don't know, if it could just be kind of really average, but I wouldn't care because it's entertaining. It's one of those things. This show, even if it has a lot of faults going forward into the anime, it kind of is entertaining. Is this episode just kind of, I can't speak anymore. If this anime keeps up like this episode, I think this anime could just be elevated by the entertainment factor itself. I think that might be one of the reasons why this anime might be good. If anything else is bad, I think the entertainment factor might just kind of save it and actually salvage this anime. But by the looks of it, it looks like it actually kind of could be something great. It just needs to kind of fix a few issues, kind of just maybe get a firm footing of what it wants to do, and not just kind of live in the shadow of a football, because I feel like that's going to be a major thing. I feel like it's going to be a major thing for the whole entire thing. I feel like people will be probably going on the internet saying, okay, well, this one's come out, but I'm going to wait for the football version because it's probably going to be the better version. And I think that might be one of the major problems. I might be completely wrong. I'm not too sure. That's how I kind of see it. That's really how I kind of view this whole entire anime. It's the shadow of the other one. I feel like it could be just a bad idea. But I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I just completely shook my whole entire table by just like that. Did it again. So yes, I hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream. I do apologize once again. The fact is there's no anime in the right-hand corner because I believe that's probably one of the major things why I got 6 dislikes so far, because, yeah, kind of depresses me slightly because I didn't really kind of go into that thinking that, but what can you do? I kind of want to please everyone, but I can't really please everyone. That's the major thing I can't take away. So if you have enjoyed the live stream, if you want to leave a like, do leave a like, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed my content and you do want to stay just a little bit longer, do leave a sub, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. And until next week, I shall see you guys later. Bye for now.